Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Ravacha, Kwadash. Peace and blessings to the hopeful, humbly elect that are listening and learning, the Akim and the Akwathium. Double honors to the elder and apostles of Great Millstone that's been teaching us this truth. And much respect to the Kabarium on the highways and hedges, bidding Yashral to the marriage, and to those making his edification to wake up the lost sheep. And salutations to the hopeful humbly elect that are scattered abroad, that be unto the speckled bird, as it says in the book of Jeremiah. So I'm just gonna get into it, man, because we're entering some troubling times, some dark times, some hard times. All right. However, the 1/3 hopefully elect remnant is going to go through a refinement process. All right. So before I start the lesson, I want to get the definition of refinement. And it says the process of removing impurities or unwanted elements from a substance. Now that substance is our spirit, right? Our spirit, which belongeth to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. The spirit that's supposed to be only clinging onto righteousness, right? Because Yahweh Bashem Yahushai made us an holy people. All right, Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. So we're not supposed to take on the ways of the heathens, but to remain in righteousness to enter that straight and narrow gate. So it also says the other definition for refinement is the improvement or clarification of something by making of small changes. So the process of removing impurities or unwanted elements, right? That refinement, especially if you want to refine silver or gold, right? It has to go through a burning process. It has to go through a fiery trial, And us as the hopeful, humbly elect are going to go through that refinement process. We're going to go through that fire. We're going to remove impurities and unwanted elements, which is wickedness, right? Which is sin, transgressions of the law, such as the commandments, right? Taking on the ways of the heathen, doing things that's contrary to the scriptures, all right? So I'm going to go into the book of Ezra. We're going to start the lesson. I'm going to go into the book of 2nd Ezra. I'm going to start at chapter 14 and begin at verse 14. And it says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Okay. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna jump to 13. Go back to 13. It says, now therefore set thine house in order. All right. And yes, that means your physical house, who if you have a wife and children, you have to set them in order. And how you set them in order? With these scriptures. Okay. And it says, now therefore set thine house in order. And that also the house also means the body too, because the body's a temple. All right. So set your mind in order as well. Okay. Let Salakia. Now therefore set thine house in order and reprove thy people. Okay. Comfort such as them as be in trouble and now renounce corruption. So this is what the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the Lord's mouthpiece, are doing right now. Okay. They're comforting the people, all right, with the scriptures, letting them know that yes, there's troubling times ahead, but also there's salvation at the end of the tunnel, okay, and renouncing corruption. So we're bringing our people out of corruption, bringing our people out of the ways of Esau, Edom, out of the ways of the heathen, out of the false doctrines and the corrupted wine, all right. Now check this out. Verse 14 says, let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burden of man, put off now the weak nature. Now, us in this defiled temple, right, the flesh, our mortal thoughts get a hold of us, We get stressed, we get depressed, we get angry, so on and so forth. But Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is telling us to let go of those thoughts. Why? Because we know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has a hedge around those who fear him. All right, the angels of the Lord encampeth around those who fear him. So as long as we remain fearful of the Lord, abiding in his love, right, walking in that straight narrow path, doing what's required of us to please the Lord, right, and also having that gift of faith, right, because without faith it's impossible to please him. So we have to keep our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, knowing that yes, we're going to go through a refinement process. We're going to go through the fire, but the faith lets us, to be stable, All right. And to know that once we go through this refinement process, we're going to come out pure. All right. So, as you know, Jeremiah 30:7, which is Jacob's troubles, is pretty much here. All right. We have the mandates of the Beetlejuice, you know, wicked ass Joe, Sleepy Joe, who is what? The what is it, the lamb that speaketh as a dragon, because he came as a lamb, supporting so-called Black Lives Matter, bewitching, Jake into believing that he's for them, you know. Now he's speaking as a dragon, doing all these unrighteous decrees and basically, repeating that draconian system, that draconian law system. All right. So we know Jeremiah 30 is coming, Jeremiah 30:7, Revelation 2:10. All right, because Esau, Edom is coming down upon us like a flood. We know that there's division amongst the Egyptians, basically talking about Esau, Edom. We got the military, there's division in the military, division in the law enforcement, division amongst the people, as it says in Luke, think not to come to send peace, but rather division. So these are all prophecies that are coming, and they're not slack. All right, we know the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, is not a man that he should lie. So all these prophecies will not return unto him void. Let's get into the scriptures. So we know that through Jacob's troubles, the hopeful elect is going to be tried, right? They're going to go through that refinement process. So let's go into the book of Zechariah. The book of Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 9. Let's talk about the 2/3. I mean, not the 2/3. Let's talk about the 1/3, because we already know what's going to happen to the 2/3. So let's talk about how the righteous are going to be saved. Let's go into Zechariah, chapter 13 and verse 9. And that says, and I, right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will bring a third part through the fire and will refine them as silver is refined. You see? So it's saying that what? That hopeful, humble, elect remnant is going to be brought through the fire. They're going to be tried, okay? I'll read it again, and it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They should call on my name, right? Because we have the name, right? The name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous ones are safe. We have the name, which is Yahweh, and his son Yahushai. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power. So yes, the elect are going to make it. The hopeful elect are going to make it. It's ordained. It was already ordained, declaring the end from the beginning. Everything that's happening, it was already declared from the beginning. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to give Israel salvation, but most importantly, the 144,000 men, the governing body, and the hopeful 1/3 elect remnant, men, women, and children, shall make it to the kingdom. All right? Let's get some more in that. Let's go into the book of Matthew. Let's go into the book of Matthew real quick. Matthew chapter 24. And verse 13. Check this out. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, you see, enduring that refinement, that fiery process, right? Jacob's troubles, that trial, all right? But he that endureth, he or she, right? That shall endureth unto the end, the same shall be saved. So only those who endure, which Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has already ordained. He chose what men from the womb that will be saved, and he chose what women from the womb that will be saved, because there are elect men and elect women. Okay? I'll read it again. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. So that's a cut to the other doctrines that say they're already saved, okay? Because they haven't gone through the fiery trials. This is why 2/3 that's still in those corrupted doctrines like Christianity and Catholicism, all right, are going to be put to death. Because first of all, they're going to fold when trouble hits them. They think everything is good already, you know? That's why they still going into the house of whoredom, going into the house of feasting, into the house of mirth. You understand? Not being in mourning, sighing and crying for the abominations done in the midst thereof, man. Calling upon the Lord by his name through his son Yahweh Shai, that, to get out of this place, man. To depart, because this place is polluted and it will destroy you with a sword of destruction. So you're not supposed to be here enjoying this crap. Now, yes, we have to work. Yes, we have to do certain things, all right, in order to get by. And Yahweh Shem Shai has given us a small sanctuary, okay? However, we want to dwell in the kingdom. We want our kingdom. We want our rulership. We want Esau's world to end. And we want the following kingdom, the eternal kingdom, which is the kingdom of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, all right? Yahweh Shai on top, King David, and then the governing body, all right? And then the heathens at the bottom, okay? Let's go into the book of Sirach. Let's get a little bit more on enduring and going through this fiery trial, okay? Let's go into the book of Sirach. Sirach chapter 13. And I'm going to start at verse 22 and read through 24. Come. So this is Sirach 22. Oh, I just passed it. I just had it. Salakia. This is Sirach 22, and I'm going to start at, what is it? Sirach 22. Oh, Salakia. Wow, what's wrong with me? Sirach chapter 13 and verse 22. I don't think that's it. Salakia, give me 1 second. I think I did that backwards. No, that's not it. Give me 1 second. Maybe I did it wrong. Let me see. Salakia. I wrote them down. I think I've mixed up a scripture. Just give me 1 second. I think it was Sirach chapter. Oh, as a matter of fact, I think that's it on that one. That's Sirach 13 and 22 was just there, so it's not part of the lesson. Salakia. Wow. But anyways, we know that we're going to have to go through the fiery trial. So as we go into this fiery trial, we have to have a certain mindset, all right? And what is that mindset? Let's go to 2nd Ezra's, and I'm going to start at, chapter 14. I got so much scriptures down there too for different lessons. All right. It's just to the spirit. Wrote some stuff down for encouragement. So bear with me, Israel. 2nd Ezra's 14 and verse 34. And it says, check this out. This is the type of mindset you gotta have when you're enduring this, when you're going through the trials and tribulations, especially of what's to come. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding, right, and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. See that? So if we subdue our own understandings, like, worrying about, what we're gonna do during Jacob's troubles, man, what about my job? What about, food, clothing, so on and so forth, man. Those are mortal thoughts, as we just read in 2nd Ezra 14 and 14. We're supposed to let those type of thoughts go and rely on the Lord. It says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts. And you reform your hearts with what? This wisdom, not your understanding. We shall be kept ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. Now, we know also that there's going to be those who's going to perish in this, for the truth. That's part, that's prophecy. That's prophecy. Some will perish for the truth, man. And let's get that, as a matter of fact. Wrote those down. Let's go to Revelations chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12. Revelation chapter 12. And we're going to start at verse 9. And it says, yep, you see Revelations 12 and verse 9. Come on, check this out. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, right? Now, we talked about those false doctrines that the 2/3 Jakes are still in. You know what I'm saying? Because why? Because Esau, Edom, right? The wicked that controls this earth, the wicked that's putting down these mandates, right? That's coming upon us like a flood, deceived the whole world. Which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, so that means this is talking about the wicked elites being cast out from their rulership. All right, check this out. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength, and the kingdom of our power, and the power of his Hamashiach, right? For the accuser of our brethren, Esau Edom, is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. And they overcame him, right? The elect that's enduring, that's going through the fiery trial, the hopefully elect, I should say, the hopefully elect remnant, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb, right? This word, keeping the word of his patience, right? And by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So there's going to be some that's going to die for this testimony, okay? But check this out. Let's go back in the Apocrypha, and let's go into Sirach 4 and 28. All right, Sirach 4 and 28. Check this out. It says, strive for truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So even when it looks grim, man, we look like, okay, yeah, we might be, next to get our heads chopped off, or next to get shot up, whatever Esau Edom has in this execution squad. We're supposed to remain faithful to death, because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua can just intervene right there, because you kept the word of his patience, right? He should keep us from the hour of temptation, and to take the hour of temptation in that chapter is speaking about what? The haragma, right? But also the hour of temptation can also be applied to us, seeing the guillotine, or seeing the firing squad. And a weak-minded, a weak-spirited Jake will fold right there, But Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to put it on our spirit to strive for truth unto death. And that's when Yahweh Shem Yahushua will lift up that standard, all right? And Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. Let's get some more on that. Check this out. Let's go to Wisdom of Solomon. Because, speaking about the dead, those who died for this truth. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4 and verse 16. Check this out. This is awesome right here. It says, thus the righteous that is dead, right, shall condemn the ungodly which are living. Now we know that the dead will rise first. All right. It says, I'm going to read it again. Thus the righteous that is dead shall condemn the ungodly which are living, and youth that is soon perfected, the many years and old age of the righteous, of the unrighteous. So the dead, right, the Israelites, the faithful elect who have passed away for this truth, they will be risen first as judges, and they will judge not only the young unrighteous, but also the old young unrighteous. So all the wicked from young to old will be judged. You understand? So even if it's your lot to die for this truth, like literally, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has a reward for you. All right? And let's go to Psalms 116, one of my favorites, man. Check this out. This is powerful right here. Psalms chapter 116 and verse 15. Come on, check this out. It says, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. So come on, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is saying, listen, those who don't see death have a reward, which is salvation. But those who die for this truth also have a reward. They're going to judge the unrighteous. And also the Most High said that they are precious in his eyes, man. I'm going to read it again. It says, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints. You understand? So either or, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, if you're part of that elect, he got you. You understand? He tries us, he corrects us, he chastens us. You understand? He puts us through the fiery trial so we can come out with no impurities and no corruption, to prepare us to be judges, kings, priests, prophets, warriors, so on and so forth. You know, women becoming proper wives, you know, beautiful, so on and so forth, man. So with that being said, going back to that mind frame, we have to not fear. We have to keep our faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai 144%. So let's go into the book of Joshua. Check this out. Let's go into the book of Joshua real quick. All right. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 9. Now this is the commandment, especially to the men of the Lord. And it says, have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. And why is that? For the Lord thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest, man. So this is why us are the men of the Lord, you know, the leaders, all right, seen as the rock for our family, we have to remain stoic and remain courageous, man. Willing to die for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know? And also, this is also encouragement for the women as well, for the elect women, you know, and those who have husbands. You know, don't worry about it. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will always provide a way. He careth for his elect. All right? I'm going to read this again. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest, man. And we know Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is not a man that he should lie. All his words will not return unto him void. All right? Whatever the Lord doeth, it shall be forever. Nothing can be taken or added to it. You understand? Let's go to 1 Kings. Because this is actually something that King David said to his son Solomon. But we can also apply that to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai speaking to us men as well. All right? 1 Kings chapter 2. So the verse 1, right? Check this out. Because this is basically David talking to his son because he's about to leave the earth, all right? It says, now the days of David drew nigh that he should die, and he charged Solomon his son, saying, check this out, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong, therefore, and shew thyself a man. All right? So we can also apply this to us men in this truth. This is the time. This is crunch time now. This is the time that we should be gritting the teeth, man. Our punches should be stronger, you know, spiritually. Our kicks should be stronger. Our knees, our elbows, you know what I'm saying? That placing on the arm of the Lord, having that sword and shield ready for battle, being on the front lines, standing up for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai against the workers of iniquity. All right, and against what the prince of the what is it the witchcraft of high in the high places. All right, principalities, so on and so forth. And it says, verse 3 says, and keep the charge of the Lord thy power to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes and his commandments and his judgments, testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, right? That thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. So this is saying that if we continue to walk in the ways of righteousness, right, that we will prosper. So even in the times of trouble, if we maintain our posterity in righteousness, right, calling on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, praying to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, remaining in faith, keeping faith until end, striving for truth until death, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will fight for us, man. And wherever we go, whether if it's in a camp, concentration camp, or whether it's out there in the wilderness, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will protect us, man. You understand? He will intervene. He will give his men spiritual powers, or he'll have the angels of the Lord direct them in the right path, man. You never know. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai controlleth all things, man. He even says that what? That we'll be at peace with the beasts of the field. So can you imagine, you out there in the wilderness, hiding away from Esau's soldiers, and what happened? Bears come out and attack them and provide you an escape route. You don't know how Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to deliver the men and the women, of his elect. You just got to have faith and trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Let's get a little bit more. Salakia. So, like I said, as we're entering the time of Jacob's troubles and preparing for this fiery trial, we also have to remember that this is a form of correction and a form of chastisement. All right, to prepare our minds, right, for not only the trials and tribulations and affliction, but to also to be ready to appreciate righteousness, because we have to know wickedness in order to learn righteousness. You understand? We have to go through suffering. We have to go through the curses. We have to go through making supplication, so on and so forth, being in bondage under wickedness. So when we are free through this word, and when Yahweh Shai rises up to the prey and puts us in our own land, that we will appreciate righteousness 144 times more. All right, so let's get something on the correction. Let's go into the book of Proverbs, chapter 3. Proverbs chapter 3. And verse 11. And that says, my son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction. For whom the Lord loveth, he correcteth, even as a father the son in whom he delighteth. You see? So this chastisement is just for a moment, but this chastisement is to correct us and to straighten us so we can be righteous men and women. All right? Let's get some more on that. Let's go to the book of Hebrews, chapter 12. The book of Hebrews, chapter 12. And verse 6. This is beautiful. You know what? I'm going to start at verse 5. And it says, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint with thou art rebuked of him. So being placed in this fiery trial is going to be a chastening. All right, but it's a refining process. You have to be chastened in order to what? To stand upright, to be in righteousness. Okay? For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth every son whom he receiveth. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So he's saying, like, listen, if I chasteneth you, he sees you as his son. Okay? Because whoever is not his son, a bastard, he's not going to chasten. He's not going to care about them. But he cares about his elect. Those that he loves is those that he's going to chasten and correct. Okay? Check this out. Verse 8 says, But if ye be without chastisement, whereof all partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So whatever that's brought upon us by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, we must take it cheerfully, because this is a chastening. This is a refinement process. All right? This is a form of correction. Yahweh Bashem Yahushua correcteth those who he loveth. And the sons of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, his elect men, starting from the elder apostles of Great Millstone down to the like-minded men, where we're going to receive a chastisement. We're going to go through the fiery trials of Jacob's troubles. But the elect, right, should be saved out of it, man. In the book of Malachi it says, I am the Lord, change not. Ye sons of Jacob should not be consumed. You know? Let's go into Sirach. As a matter of fact, Sirach chapter 47. And you know, we're all going through our own form of trial and tribulations, you know? Brothers are moving, being sifted and separated from the wicked, you know, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is strategically moving and separating the elect from the wicked. You understand? So we have to have faith in that. So on and so forth, man. That's all to it. So Sirach 47. Let's go to Sirach 47. Sirach 47 in verse 22. Check this out. And it says, but the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will never leave off his mercy. Okay? Neither shall any of his works perish. Neither will he abolish the posterity of his elect. And the seed of him that loveth him, right, which is that remnant, the hopeful elect, and the seed of him that loveth him, he will not take away. Wherefore he gave a remnant unto Jacob, and out of him a root unto David. So this is the tabernacle of David that's being rebuilt. All right, starting with the elder apostles of the Great Millstone on down. So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is gathering his elect from all the nations, right, and separating them from the heathen and the wicked 2/3. So, you know, what's going on now, always have that in mind, that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is separating me from the wicked. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has this already figured out. All we have to do is move in faith. That's all. So, you know, in order to get to the kingdom, we have to go through much tribulation. We have to go through that fiery trial. As a matter of fact, let's get that. Got it down there. Let's go in the book of Acts. The book of Acts and the 14th chapter. And verse 22. Check this out. And it says, confirming the souls of the disciples, right? We're disciples of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. So it's not just going to be some easy walk through the park, man. Yahweh Bashem Yeshai is going to try us first. He doesn't want any punks in the kingdom. He wants strong men. You understand? He wants warriors, those with the strong spirit to even die for this, man. I'm going to read it again. Confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. So we're going to have to go through it. However, with our faith and in our works, because we're going to be saved by our works as well. Okay? We're going to make it into the kingdom. And like I always say, Yahweh Ratazah, which means Lord willing, I'm a part of that number. All right? So let's go into the book of Luke. Because even though that we have to go through tribulation to enter the kingdom of heaven, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai wants to give us the kingdom. All right? Let's go into the book of Luke real quick. Luke chapter 12. Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. Check this out. And it says, you know what? I'm going to start at verse 31. And it says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of Yahweh, and all these things shall be added unto you. So what this is talking about is like, whatever you lose on this side, it's going to be added unto you in the kingdom. All right. Verse 32 says, fear not, little flock. And that flock is the elect remnant, the hopefully elect remnant. Okay. For it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. So yes, we're going to have to go through much tribulation, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is pleased with those who endure. Even those who pass away on this side, and we just read in Proverbs, man, precious in the sight of the Lord are the death of his saints. And we also read in the Apocrypha that the dead shall judge the ungodly. Okay? But at the end of the day, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will have great pleasure into giving his righteous remnant the kingdom. Okay? Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Go back to the Apocrypha real quick. I'm not going to make this lesson too long. The Spirit was on me to give some, encouragement to not only the men of the Lord, but also the women as well. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, and verse 9. And it says, check this out. This is beautiful. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. So that means we're going to understand what? Understand the prophecies. We understand that, yes, there's a trial, a fiery trial coming. Okay? Because we have faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We have faith in the word. And such as be faithful in love, following the commandments, right, shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath care for his elect. Come on, man. That word is bond when it comes to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Word is bond, man. It doesn't matter what we go through. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has already ordained it for us to fight the good fight of faith, to be refined as gold refined, going through that refinement process. All right? But at the end, we should be made pure and without corruption. You understand? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to care for us. He's going to be there for us while we are going through this refinement process. So whatever that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai puts upon us, we got to take cheerfully. All right? And make not haste when we're brought to a lower state, because this is a refining process. Like I always relate this to, I love boxing, I love martial arts, I always relate it to training camp. You want to become a champion, a champion in the combat realm. Well, you have to go through hard training camp. You have to go through an amateur You have to build up an amateur fight record. And there's instances where there's fighters out there that have a bad amateur record. However, from that experience, from enduring hardness, like a good soldier, once they get to the professionals, they have one of the best records ever. This is how we have to be in this truth. We're going to take a lot of L's. We're going to take a lot of losses. But we got to remember that the righteous man falleth 7 times and rises up again. All right? How about Shem Yahushai is going to make sure that our feet don't dash against the stones. As long as we have faith in him. All right? I'm going to read that again. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 9, because this is very important. It says, they that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he hath cared for his elect. So this is telling you how about Shem Yahushai, God is elect from the get. You understand? He chose us from the womb. He ordained the men to be priests, prophets, kings, and warriors. He ordained the women to be righteous women, to be wives, all right? To be godly women, all right? So let's go to the book of 2 Samuel real quick. 2 Samuel, the 22nd chapter. 22nd chapter and I'm starting at verse 18. Khan, check this out. It says, he delivered me from my strong enemy. Now, who is that strong enemy? Esau, Edom, that's come upon us like a flood, okay? And from them that hated me, right? Esau and the other nations, according to Psalms 83, all right? It talks about all the nations that rose up against us, that hate and despise us, okay? For they were too strong for me. They prevented me in the day of my calamity, but the Lord was my stay. See that? He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. 21 says, the Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness, according to the cleanness of mine hands, right? Doing the righteous works, hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord and have not wickedly departed from my power. So as long as we continue to abide in righteousness unto the end, striving for truth, right? Striving for truth unto death, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will fight for us. You understand? We will abide in that secret place of the Almighty, which is faith in these scriptures. You understand? I'm going to end off with Hebrews 6 and 10. Let's go back to Hebrews. Chapter 6 and verse 10. Check this out. Now, us in this truth, the men of the Lord, we're laboring, right? Crying aloud, sparing not, showing Jacob their transgressions, right? Bidding them to come back to the Lord, seeking him 10 times more, to repent, to be a new creature in Hamashiach, right? And also prophesying against Mount Seir and all the other nations, all right? But in this case, where we're coming to our people and letting them know that Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to protect us and keep us safe in the times of Jacob's troubles, all right? And there's a reward for enduring and walking in the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So this is Hebrews chapter 6 and verse 10, and it says, for Yahweh is not unrighteous to forget your work and labor of love, which ye have shewed toward his name, and that ye have ministered to the saints and do minister. See that? Check this out. And we desire that every one of you do show the same diligence, right? Remaining on our watch, to the full assurance of hope and of Salakia, hope unto the end. Now see, full assurance of hope unto the end. And we just read to strive for truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for thee. So we're supposed to stay in a righteous mindset unto the end, to continue to fight, to continue to push, understand? To remain righteous men and women, and for the men to remain diligent and to remain strong, doing what's required of us to please Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, you know? So yeah, Akim and Akwathim, it's going to be tough. We know this. However, we always have to keep in mind that there's salvation on the other side. You understand? There's always light at the end of the tunnel. As long as we have the lamp, which is the law, to walk in the valley of the shadow of death, we're going to see our way through. And Yahweh Shai, being that sun, that shining sun, will guide us through the darkness. Into those, whose lot is to perish, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is going to place that brave and courageous spirit upon you to take whatever that's going to come. But you already know that you'll be risen first, and as we just read from the Apocrypha, that you shall judge the ungodly. And to those who don't taste death, they'll be able to see the downfall of their enemies. We know that, and to also see the kingdom. So at the end of the day, the hopeful humbly elect will win. They will have salvation. So whatever that's brought upon us by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, had that righteous mindset to say, this is a chastening, this is correction, this is preparing me to be stronger in the spirit. I have to go through this. You can't get anywhere in life without hard work and without persistence. You understand? Without pushing, without failing, without going through failures, because you have to learn from your failures. You have to learn from your mistakes. The scripture says what? That these things that was written for a time in the scriptures were written for our learning. You understand? So through the fiery trial, the refinement, which is near, as it says in the title, we're going to be pure and uncorrupted. And this is worth perishing for, man. This is worth pushing for. So I pray that this short, this lesson was edifying and encouraging to the Akim and Akwathium, and Shalom to Shayan Yahawada. Keep your head up and stay courageous and stay bold. And to the Akim and Akwathium who end up watching this video, like I said, I pray this was edifying and also encouraging. May Yahweh Bashem Yahushua be your rock and your stay. All right. May he bless you with the spirit of endurance. Okay. Give me that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, which should be the stability of that times, the strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So remain in fear of the Lord. Rely on him 144%. And he shall see you through. Okay. So with that, I want to say Shalak Rayem to Esau Edom, or Asashua Iduam. Shalak Rayem to the wicked 2/3 who will die on this side because they don't fear the Lord. All right. Abba Babal wa Yahweh Mahar to the elect. Shalom.